What's going on, YouTube and Ice? This is your man TiVo. Welcome to Lords of the Long Box. Hope you're hanging out there on a Thursday. We got a Canadian takeover right after this by DJ Curse.
Bust it.
Shake and bake and pull it back.
Oh my God.
Come on and get some, boys.
What is good, everybody? As you can see, I got my Alpha Flight team with me, the Canadian Invasion. Ken Lashley, what's up, my brother?
What's up? How are you, man?
I am doing well. Also back on the show for a second time as part of the Great Lords of the Great North Takeover, my man WordBurglar. What's up, Bergie?
Oh, I'm doing great. Great to see you guys. Yeah, great to be here.
First of all, I got to ask the obligatory interview question. Bergie, how's your quarantine going?
It's honestly, it's going as good as it can be. You know, I got a newborn baby, so we're just enjoying all that extra time with the little girl. She's 4 months now, and
so they're not at that age where you're just gonna get sick of them and tell them to like go play on the other side of the house yet, right? Ken, are you at that level yet? Are you where?
Nah,
your
man,
girls, how old are your girls, Ken?
Almost 17 and 14, man. I'm long past that age. I mean,
Oh, okay. So you still got
I got a whole other good. It's crazy.
Yeah. So I wanted to bring the guys on mainly because they're both Canadian, but I was like saying, you know, I have the utmost respect for my Canadian friends. I was trying to get Ryan Reynolds and Nardwuar in here, but I couldn't get them both. I don't know why, but I tried. I tweeted at Van City. I don't know where Nardwuar is, but I'm a big fan of Nardwuar, by the way. We're going to talk about some stuff that Ken's got going on and Bergie's got going on. If you have any questions, please put them in the live chat. We can ask them for you guys. First, let me talk to Bergie and Ken. Ken has some original art pieces that he wants to go. And if you want a live bid on it in the live chat, we can have a quick auction in a minute. He'll show you. What do you? Well, all right, let me go to full screen.
I'm going to work on it while we do a talk here.
Okay, so you want to do that one up for auction for charity, right?
Yeah, I'm going to work on it.
Hold on, let me put you full screen, Ken, so you can show it off, guys.
Probably when I get more close to being finished, as we talk, I'll be drawing this.
All right, guys, we're gonna auction this in the live chat, and all the proceeds will go to charity. I think my man Bergie, you got some stuff going on too. But first, I'm gonna talk about the video that just dropped. Yo, that was hot. It was called my friend's older brother, or just my friend's brother.
Your friend's brother. Yeah, I mean, you can call it whatever you want, but maybe his name was George. I don't know.
Yeah, so I really dug the premise of it because I think we all had that older brother that, you know, either got us beer, got us into an R-rated movie. I remember my friend's older brother got us in to see Porky's when we were in fourth grade, dude. That was wrong. He should not have done that. But I remember there were a row of like the fourth grade boys all watching Porky's and our jaws dropping. Where did the idea for the new song or the new video come from? Because I remember the video was you did it. Is that true? You did a live one take?
Yeah, so the video is just all live, one take. The song's actually it's a bit old now. Like I first put it out in 2012, and it's kind of become a staple at all my live shows. And I always wanted to do a video, but you know, there's only ever enough budget to do like certain amounts of videos. And I kind of always believed in the song, and the idea it really just came from one day thinking about whatever happened to that kid, you know, that everyone kind of knew that kid. You didn't know if he was going to like kick your ass or steal your chips or, you know, show you something cool. And, you know, he'd always have like, he'd know all like the crazy, rare, restricted movies that you didn't know. He'd know like that weird comic book character that you'd never heard of. And, you know, he'd be an expert on like Hawk and Dove or something weird.
No more than an expert on Hawk and Dove.
Here, I'll test you guys crazy comic book knowledge right now. When I was younger and this was like an adult themed comic, you got remember a guy named Peter Sue who did Quadrant 9?
No, that's a deep cut there, buddy.
Comic full of boobies. Right around the time of like Vigil, when Tim Vigil was doing the crazy Faust comic, Peter Sue did something called Quadrant 9. Everybody's gonna Google it now, but I remember I was this comic is full of boobies. This is the stuff. But I remember I posted a video, guys. If you keep out, you can check out WordBurglar's live video there And I remember thinking, man, I remember like going in a like because I know Berg, you do a podcast about 80s movies, right? What is it called again?
Yeah, it's called "Do You Still Like This Movie?" And it's really about any movie. And so my guest picks a movie they used to like, and then we watch it and see if they still like it. And you know, a lot of times I've seen it, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. You know,
Well, the most recent one was Big Trouble in Little China, which you should have got me on there because I watched that on a regular, and it still holds up. It still holds up.
Okay, I met the guy who Wong who expands himself and explodes. I was at
the actor,
I was at a no joke. I was in Toronto. I was at a friend's place, and he does motion capture, and he has a big studio. And he goes, "Oh, I want to meet my friend." And he turns on the corner, and I go, "Big Trouble, Little China." I mean, like I have a picture with him and everything. And he put up his fist, like, you know, with the picture, and his knuckles are all like worn from all the years of fight. Well, it's crazy, man.
He was in some Bruce Lee movies. Yeah, that's how long his career's been. He's been like a main.
Invincible. Like amazing kung fu movie from the 60s, probably. Invincible.
70s, yeah.
70s. Crazy.
When I heard The Rock wanted to reboot that film, I was like, no, you can't. That film needs to stay. Yeah. What's your thoughts on that, Bergie? Because I remember The Rock got the rights or something. He was going to remake the Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah, I heard that, and I would rather they do a sequel.
Like the comics, yeah.
You know, bring Jack Burton back. Kurt Russell was awesome in Guardians of the Galaxy 2, right? And
bring back the Pork Chop Express, baby.
Yeah, and bring everybody back. It's
no spoiler alerts, but at the end of Big Trouble in Little China, the big hairy Yeti creature is still attached to the Pork Chop Express.
Right.
They really shook the pillars of heaven. That's all I got.
That's true. Because he's in the comic. I know Boom did a spin-off comic a couple years ago. And
I have them. I have the variants. And they also did a kind of crazy time travel thing where Snake Plissken and Jack Burton meet up in a comic. So it's Big Trouble in Little China meets Escape from New York.
That's fair.
Yeah, and I absolutely love it. I also have the original movie poster that was done by the guy that did the original movie posters for Big Trouble in Little China. This is when Mondo was. You remember how Mondo sells like the $300-$400 posters and they sell out like same day. So there's Bergie's podcast that he promises he's gonna have me on one day. Maybe we can do The Last Dragon.
There you go.
Great.
We got martial arts, b-boys, everything, man, in that one. That one, I don't know how well it'll hold up though, because I remember it's Bruce Leroy. I mean, I have the DVD, but
it's a tough man. That's not even the best kung fu movie ever made. The best kung fu movie is Warriors of Virtue.
Yeah, but you know what? I really kick out of that? It's Ernie Reyes Jr., man. Ernie Reyes Jr. grew up in the Bay Area, and you guys remember Ernie Reyes Jr. from Sidekicks, right? I mean, he was on. That's where he got his big break on The Last Dragon. I mean, you know, we could talk about that. But yeah, go check out Bergie's podcast. So he just talks about movies, and then you have another music video raps about. I want to say it's about Blockbuster Video, but I think it's just about video stores in general, right?
Yeah, it is. You know, I have a lot of videos, I guess, that lean towards the nostalgia. That one's it's all about renting movies and how patient you had to be, and you had to be a rental patient. So that's what the track's called, Rental Patient.
There you go.
You know, because when you take home a movie, you had to watch it. Like you were stuck with it. That's what you had for the night, right? It was no Netflix.
Like it or not.
Yeah.
Yo, and late fees were no joke. You would risk your life to return a movie on time, so you didn't have to pay late fees at Blockbuster. It was.
Let's be honest. We all did that slide in the middle of the night. No one's around. Throw it in the box and get out of there.
Yeah,
it's true. I forgot.
I love the memes. How like people go, kids nowadays never understand how lit a Blockbuster was on Friday night.
That's right. You see, all your whole school was there. Everybody you knew was there. Nothing is sadder than getting to the aisle of the new movie and it's all just empty boxes and nothing's there. Nothing.
Yeah, because you think you have it, and you lift it up and go, fuck, why is it still here? You just toss it out. I was remembering thing I wanted to bring it up because I remember I don't know if they were nationwide, but there used to be a chain of video stores called Hollywood Video, which was Blockbuster's like lower rated competitor. And I remember going when I was living in LA, and I went to the one that was actually on Hollywood Boulevard, and I found the Shaw Brothers movie section, and I was just there every other day. I was renting like 36 Chambers. I was renting. That's where I first saw Shaolin versus Wu-Tang. The one with Gordon Liu, and I was like going back and forth just buying them. And what was crazy about it is they also had some that were still in and back then it was Cantonese because they're Hong Kong movies that were in Cantonese with the subtitles, which were almost impossible to find because the dubbing was just so bad on it. But I remember, and I was like, whatever happened to Hollywood Video? They even went out of business way before Blockbuster did. But man, we could just talk about nostalgia all day. But
I'm a Shaw Brothers junkie, man. I've got like pretty much every Shaw Brothers kung fu movie.
Have you been on Amazon, dude? They got a ton of them on Amazon.
I'm addicted to that stuff, man. I buy all kinds of stuff, man. 8 Diagram Pole Fighter is my favorite movie of all time.
So that's like the ramped up version of the same monk from 36 Chambers, but in the 8 Diagram Pole Fighter, that movie and that movie is straight violent right there.
The first 5 minutes, you're like, what just happened?
Sonny Chiba. I used to rent all those cheesy Sonny Chiba movies like Street Fighter, Daughter of Street Fighter, Son of Street Fighter.
Is amazing. Yeah, those are amazing. Yeah.
And I think that's where I first saw Shogun Assassin 2, which was rebranded. I think it was called maybe Lone Wolf and Cub. Yeah. Was it called Lone Wolf and Cub? I remember it was called Shogun Assassin. Remember the Chinese crazy Japanese flicks where you cut off a limb and the blood would just squirt everywhere. Let's talk about something you guys both have in common. Bergie, what is the comic book that you got right now that's out on digital format?
Okay, so we just reissued a little mini series I did in 2009. It was called Snake Oars Pizza. And you got the picture right there.
Graphic. Yeah.
That's incredible, man. Yeah, I've got the little ash can that we did, and we basically did a bunch of these and sold them at comic shops and Fan Expo and stuff. About 10 years ago. And it was actually, we kind of signed a little deal to get it released with an indie publisher, and then it never happened. So it's kind of been in limbo for about 10 years. So we're finally able to release it digitally. So, taking advantage of all this free time we've got. I
put the link in there. I see it on Comixology. Is that where it's at?
It's on Comixology. It's on gumroad.com, and it's on Drive-Thru Comics right now. And yeah, it's only digital. It's black and white. It's illustrated by Cody Peters, and Dave Howlett did the inks, and I wrote it. And yeah, it's just it's a fun comic if you're into stuff like The Tick or Adult Swim kind of things. Like basically.
So wait, tell us what the premise is. It's hilarious. It's like a villain that no longer has a job and he has to work at a pizza place.
Yeah, well, he's a snake person who used to run a sinister snake-based society of snake-inspired terrorists. And when he failed at ruling the globe, he had to rely on his fallback plan, which is, making pizza. So now he's making pizza in a world he never made. And all his old villain pals keep showing up, and definitely it's got notes of G.I. Joe and He-Man and Transformers and 80s stuff and 90s stuff. And and it's a lot of fun. And then we've also got The Last Paper Route, so we're working on issue 5 of that right now, and that's been in print, and I got copies here. But
we've got Paper Route.
Yeah, so we've got 4 issues out right now, and issue 5 will hopefully be out in the fall.
And where can people find The Last Paper Route?
You can get it at on my website, WordBurglar.com, or you can find it at comic shops across Canada, some in the States. Strange Adventures in Halifax, they ship them out to people. Stick a Snail in Toronto, the Sidekick Comics Cafe, basically anyone who will take it. Or you can just email me and we'll hook you up.
Have you ever been to any of those shops, Ken, that he's talking about in Canada? Because you grew up in Halifax, right, Bergie?
Yeah, so I grew up in Halifax, but I moved to Toronto about 15 years ago. So I kind of split my life in both cities. And so I get the best of both provinces. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, I've been in Halifax only once, but I've been my whole life in Toronto. So
I think you guys should team up. Ken Lashley can do a signing. WordBurglar can drop some bars, because I'm going to make you freestyle on this show, Bergie, like we always do, man.
Well, don't ask me about Hawk and Dove, but
we can't do that. But
don't worry about it.
I mean, I'll let you, if you want to drop some original bars, and then maybe later on we can do some word association with the live chat. They want to throw some verses out there, and then what we should do is say, hey man, if you want Bergie to freestyle on a subject, you guys are gonna have to donate something to charity right now, since right now we're in lock. But we'll start off something. If you want to, let me see, because I want to talk, the Bandcamp stuff you have is still awesome. I really dig the the GI Joe and the Transformer stuff that you had on it. Is the Bandcamp stuff still up there?
Yeah, just wordburglar.bandcamp.com. Tomorrow, Bandcamp's doing a special where they're giving all the proceeds of all sales to artists. Like normally they take a small fee, and you can get music and comics and t-shirts on there. I've got tons of stuff. There's tons of amazing bands and groups and artists up there. It's just a great day if you want to go support some artists. I mean, if you can spare the money. I mean, right now everybody's tight. So, you know, if people have an opportunity and they want to get something, tomorrow's a good day to do it. But no worries if not, you know, and definitely like stuff like what Ken's doing right now is amazing. So, you know, I'd rather you support a charity than grab any of my stuff first. But if you got extra to spare, you know, I'll appreciate it for sure.
Support a charity like the New Orleans Saints, because they've been in hard times over the last. They just can't get over the hump. You know what I mean? So that's I know. Here I'm just.
You're wearing a red hat and you're talking smack about the Saints.
Hey man, we ain't got no sports. We got to talk some kind of smack somewhere, man.
I may. Oh, this is. Oh, okay,
let me ask you that. Okay, let me ask you. How did a guy from Toronto end up being a Saints fan? Let me ask you that.
Well, I mean, I was a hardcore football guy growing up. I was a linebacker in high school, and I really liked the Saints organization. It was like they had like the best linebacking core when I was in high school, and I was like, oh, I like these guys.
Oh, that's right. With that was like when they had the 4 linebackers, right?
That's right. Yeah. It's called 3-4. Or
I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I'm trying to remember who. I'm trying to remember their names, but this was
Willing, Jackson. Come on,
that's right. Yeah,
man. Hall of Fame players, buddy.
Yeah, but who was the quarterback?
Anyway, let's not talk about that right now. Let's not talk about Billy Joe or Hobart or whatever his name was.
I was gonna say, did you have dreams of being an Argonaut or something? I always tripped out watching.
Listen, man.
I always tripped out watching the CFL because I was like, why are these guys all in procedure and there's no flag being called? What's going on here?
we have motion before the snap in this country.
Exactly. Yeah. No, it makes things more exciting though, because then the defensive backs they got to catch up.
The CFL is much more interesting to watch live than NFL is, but NFL, I think, because of the pump and pageantry of the game, it's way better on TV. Like they know that the product is amazing. But if you go see it, the CFL game is insane. And if you ever go a chance to go to Saskatchewan and watch a game, it's sold out, 50,000 people, rip your head off. It's like
are those the something crazy. Riders?
Yeah, the Riders, Saskatchewan Rough Riders. I gave you both after that. Come on, man.
I've been watching, because I really dug when I was like, man, this field looks like it's 100 yards wide, man.
10 deep and like 55 wide. It's like when I coach, every time we get a chance to play in the CFL field, like there really is you run a sweep and it goes on for 20 minutes. You just keep going and going.
I was going to say, if you have world-class speed, man, nobody's going to catch you in the CFL. Like, you're gone. I mean, that's like
corner and the guy's like, he's tired. He's tired.
Yeah. Can you imagine a screen pass and you got to throw the ball 50 yards?
That's why they only give you 3 downs. Yeah, they only give you 3 downs because they figure if it's 4 downs, it'd be like 200 to 220.
It's like the antithesis of Arena League football. If you ever seen Arena League football, like in person, it's pretty exciting. I mean, it's just crazy. Yeah. Bergie, how are you? I mean, were you affected at all when the shutdown happened? Because were you touring at the time? Because I know there was a lot of dates you were doing.
Yeah, all my shows got canceled. Everything I was supposed to. Yeah, I had a little tour coming up, a bunch of shows. I had a show with Megaran in Montreal. We were going to do a Toronto show with more or less like a bunch stuff. I mean, that's just the way it goes. And live shows. I mean, even like with the comic conventions and stuff too, Ken. I mean, you must be seeing there's a lot being canceled.
Well, I mean, everything got canceled, and it was weird because a lot of guys just want to shift it to the fall. And you're saying, well, I already have shows in the fall. You know, unfortunately, you get shifted back, and now there's like 40 shows within 2 months, right? And I only was going to do 10 shows this year because I just took on doing Spawn and so I'm thinking, well, I don't have a lot of time. So what other shows I was doing, now it's all September or they just canceled outright. So we'll see what happens. I mean, I was going to have to cancel some shows anyway because the deadlines are kind of tight. So I was going to do it anyway. So, but unfortunately, I don't know if some of these shows will survive because without, and then people are trying to lock me down for 2022. I said 2022. I have no idea what's going to happen by then. So, but people are all trying to, make sure that there is a show in 2021 and moving forward. And I think what's going to change. I think one of the big changes will be that they will now have to really give contracts. To talent. They can't just do the word of mouth. Oh, you show up to my show. They put you on the website and you show up. Like they're going to have to lock people in and start you make sure the guys come and pay fees, and they're going to be the
more responsible, basically.
Yeah, they're going to have to be responsible because right now I can just say, "Oh, I'm not coming," and I have signed nothing, and that's just it, right? And now they're going to have to hold people accountable for these shows, right? So they're going to have to act like a real business, I guess, in some ways. Some of them, a lot of them shows do, a lot of the bigger shows, but it's the smaller shows that are going to have issues, I think, you know?
Well, I think what I heard from an insider was ECC canceled at the time it did so that the promoters could still use the insurance to help, cover all the expenses for it. And I to this very day, I don't think New York City Comic-Con's been canceled yet either.
Well, no, I mean, Reed Pop hasn't reached out to me. I mean, but who knows, right? Like it's one of those things. I was supposed to go do SuperCon with them in May, like probably like next weekend. And now they moved that to September, but I can't do it that weekend. No, it's moved to August. And that's the same weekend as Fan Expo in Toronto. But Fan Expo in Toronto is probably not going to go on either, right? So it's like you're moving into a weekend where there's other shows that they won't probably have one, and so no one's going to have one. So moving into a date 3 months from now, it's kind of
doesn't make sense because
it doesn't make any sense.
San Diego did the right thing. They just canceled altogether. ECC, when they first canceled, they said we're going to do it at the end of the year. But and Seattle was one of the hardest hit areas when COVID-19. I mean, because it happened at a senior assisted living facility, and it just spread like crazy. Because
I remember that. That was crazy. I was supposed to do a show in the summer. A good friend of mine, Steve James owns has a show out there, and treated me the best I've ever been treated at any show. It's crazy. And he has a show. And it was supposed to be in May as well, and it's it's called the SummerCon. I mean June. It's like a great show, and he hasn't contacted me about canceling it, but it's obvious it's been canceled. But it's those types of shows that I'm going to miss the most because it's not the big crazy show where you're one of 400 guests. It's the other smaller shows that are sort of in between that are about maybe 40 or 50 guests where you really get a chance to meet fans. Those are the shows I think I'm going to miss the most, and are going to be most effective because they don't have the deep pockets. They can't just say, "Oh, next year." They need the revenue every year to move forward. So, I
remember running into you at Star Wars Celebration in Anaheim. Yeah. Do you remember doing that?
Oh, I've done a couple of them. Yeah.
And I remember you were selling art, and I looked at you, go, "Bro." And you go, "Hey man, it's Star Wars license. I have to," because I was like, "Man, Kenny, why is this so expensive?" Because because everything at the Star Wars Celebration has to be licensed through Lucasfilm, Disney, or whatever. So I
wasn't even the most expensive guy in the room either. There's some crazy numbers at that show. I was like, okay,
there was a gang of people there, man. If you think any Comic-Con is, oh man, Star Wars Celebration is absolutely mad. Even D23 too.
I sold everything. That's the thing so weird about people go, "Oh, it's crazy," but it's like everyone's selling all prints. You sold out every single thing, and so it's like it's an insane thing. And I was doing sketches for fans too at that thing, which was none of the artists were doing it because I'm a comic guy, so I believe in the experience of when you meet somebody the first time, you draw for something. But that's not really what those kind of shows are about. They're about here's all my product and moving. It's more like a store than it really is a signing. But so they heard I was drawing. They were like, "Oh," so fans were like, "Oh, let's do this." So I remember having quite a decent amount of work to do that weekend. It was pretty busy, but I like those kinds of shows. I haven't done one in a few years. I'm so busy. It's just hard to get to do so many shows. And I was working on Spider-Man for a while. And at the time I was working that celebration, I think I was drawing X-Men. So I was like, it was hard to balance that show and draw X-Men. It was tough. It was tough.
Let's do this, Ken. Why don't you name some of your favorite characters to draw, and my man Birdie is going to draw some bars freestyle off the dome, and we'll kind of call this synergistic. You know what I mean?
My favorite character is going to be hard to do that with is Colossus.
Oh, I heard challenge. I heard challenge. What are you going to say? Mental Plick or something?
One of my favorites. So I don't know how you do that, buddy.
I think Bert.
Oh yeah, no.
Colossus.
Sorry, I'm here.
Colossus is my favorite. Psylocke is another one.
There you go.
Red Killer.
There you go. So we got Colossus, Psylocke. So basically, we're going to do some X-Men. Let's test it out, Bergie. Let's see what you got if you want to drop some bars on Ken. And let's prove Ken wrong.
Sorry, WordBurglar.
Oh, no, I love it. It's just a pleasure being here with Ken Lashley. And I mean, you keep drawing. I'll do whatever you ask me. You just mentioned that you were working on Spawn. You know, they call me WordBurglar, but my mom calls me Sean. All right, I kick it old school with the flow. It's just what I do. I love Star Wars and G.I. Joe. I know that you said that you like Psylocke, and I remember Empire Strikes Back. They have Minox. Are those things that they meet in the dry dock on the Millennium Falcon? Yeah, why not? That could be that, and we could keep it cool. But I forgot. Oh yeah, the golden rule, because you're talking about Colossus. I think his name was Peter. I kick a freestyle. Yeah, that's his last name. I meet her. No, I meet her. I need her. I need a rhyme. I'm talking about Jean Grey or someone. Let me see if I can find. Oh, I found Storm. Yeah, you know, she's awesome. There's Cyclops too. He's not from Gotham. I'm keeping this on the tip about the comic books when I kick the freestyle. And yeah, you take another look. Colossus was in the movie with Deadpool. Ryan Reynolds. Yes, cool.
Oh, all right.
Got a little off topic there, but you know,
respect, man. Respect.
Yo, he was even rocking the X-Men shirt. You know what I'm saying?
He's got it all. He's a ringer. People are gonna think we had that set up. You know that, right?
No, last time we were pulling off names from the live chat, and people were just like dropping all kinds of 3D man, triathlon man.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I've done that. I'm drinking now. I've won that. I love it.
This is my mug. I got to shout out my buddy Mike Holmes, comic. He's a draw
nice
comics, and this is Read More Comics. Whoa, let me get that.
Is that a website? Read More Comics?
No, awesome. This is actually I got this Strange Adventures in Halifax. Speaking of Hallie, they gave me this mug, and it's just some
now.
Is
that the LCS you used to work at growing up? Is that one in Halifax? I remember when we talked last time, you said you grew up working in a comic shop, and that's where you got your love for it.
Yeah, well, I had my love since I was a kid, getting like Spider-Man comics at the gas station, and you know, old school, the pharmacy, like wherever you could find it. Go to the convenience store, Max Milk.
I got mine.
Yeah, you know, Max or Becker's, right? Who had the better
Beckers? It was the Beckers really
yeah.
You know what? Sure. That's cool, man. I knew I'd made it when I went to that same Beckers and saw my comic in the rack.
Amazing.
You know what I mean? I was like, oh, a little bit of it was so surreal. You know, I bought all my comics from this rack, giant creases and all, because they were all
because they would like pin them down when they're damn spinner racks, man.
Like, why would I buy bags? That's weird. Just put them in a box. You know what I mean? You know?
I still remember. Yeah, I mean, you're from Toronto originally, Ken. Like I used to, when I was a kid, I'd visit because all my family was from Toronto, and my cousins were in Scarborough, so we used to go to this place called Scarborough Fair at Sandhurst Circle, and
you're lucky to be alive.
Yeah, man, and it was that's where I got all my early comics off the spinner racks. Yeah,
that's
good
crazy,
memories, man. But you'd always get them out of order, and then you'd never know. Like you'd find
what
one
happened
issue.
in it.
Yeah, you'd have to make up what happened in between issues. It's like I got
they wouldn't even be. You would find like one of the spinner racks. It would be like 4 different titles, like just back to back to back. Nobody cared. And why doesn't somebody make them more affordable? Because they're like $400 for a spinner rack if you look for them.
No, I have one downstairs, and it cost me.
I'll take it.
I won't even tell you. It cost me about $500.
Yeah, but, they're expensive.
Crazy. I loved it though, and I love it. I mean, but it doesn't even hold that many comics, to be honest with you.
It doesn't. It's just for I want for the aesthetics. Because I only got the cloak of levitation behind me. But imagine a spinner rack. You know what I mean? And then that way, somebody can just ask me like, "You mean this one?" Bam, just pull it out.
Nice.
How far are you along on that commission, Ken? Let's take a look. See.
Almost done.
Oh shoot!
You ready?
Yeah. Let me go full screen. There we go, boys and girls. How much you want to start this auction at, Ken?
Oh, I don't know. Doesn't matter. Whatever they want to donate is fine by me.
That's
all right. Beautiful. We're going to start the auction at $10, and all the proceeds go to charity. So if you guys want that, Ken will ship it to you. Starting the auction at $10. That is an original Batman commission by the great Ken Lashley. So if you guys want to start bidding, I'll starting bid at $10. King of Golden State. Keep track of the bids, and then we'll just keep talking. We already got a bid of $20. All right, so we'll just keep.
Can I ask Ken, like your Batman? I noticed the way you do the cowl, and you know some people go with like the really tall bat ears. Some people go with like the shorter ones. Is this sort of? I don't know. Is this like the current iteration, or is that sort of your favorite version?
I used to go by the size of the logo on the combo. I'll be honest with you. It's like there was no space, so guess what? You get short ears. That's
show that again, Ken, because that thing is
the short ears, right?
Yeah, that is the short ears. That's like I want to say Frank Miller-esque.
Yeah, it's a little bit. I mean, I probably 9 times out of 10 I do a Dark Knight. That's probably what I end up doing.
Yeah, yeah.
I just like the way it looks, and it's just kind of cool.
I think it looks better than Jim Lee's Batman. I'll tell you that right now.
Okay.
It's beautiful. You know, you could color him in brown, like his Cal Brown, and he'd be Catman, right? Doesn't he?
I don't think that's how it works, though. But I know where you're going.
We got a bid up to $50 right now.
Cool,
so
man.
obviously this will be signed by Ken, and you'll get it. I want to ask.
And also, when I send stuff out, I usually send it, depending on what size of box, I always throw a couple extras in there, like a lanyard will be in there, or maybe, there's always extra stickers, a couple signed books. There's always more than just what you get.
Ken, I haven't asked you this yet, but we were talking about it last week, or last time we talked about you were doing Spawn. Do you have anything on Spawn drawn already that we could see?
The whole book is right beside me, but no. I can't show it.
One page, one panel, one splash, anything. You don't have to show us the whole book.
Literally, I'm not joking. It's right.
You're full strange.
Okay, here we go. Ready? There you go.
No, awesome? You dare. Okay, just a corner. Show us.
Look at all the backs of the pages. Look at there, it's up there.
Oh,
double page spread. Look at all the pages. Oh, thank you. Isn't that awesome?
You damn tease you.
Sorry, dude. I can't.
When is the first issue of Spawn hitting the stands anyway, or when it does come out? Because I think Diamond is going to start shipping again, so hopefully.
Well, it's kind of a. I was supposed to do 309, and then they had the arc before mine, so I'm taking over the book at 309. So I think they were going to go with if it wasn't going to be moved forward with the distribution, I think they were going to do a digital release of my book.
Really?
Yeah, I think that was going to be. I think so. I'm not 100% sure. I think I'm maybe speaking out of time, but I think I was going to do that. Well, if there was no books, I think that was what was going to happen. Yeah. But now that it's shipping again, I don't know exactly what they're going to do, because they may move mine up a little bit and have 2 releases in the same month, 308 and 309. Yeah. Mine just might be 308. I mean, who knows what the number is going to be? But I definitely believe that the goal was to have my book come out in paper format in June. And if that's still the plan, it's still the plan, but I haven't heard any different. But I did hear it was going to be digital release and maybe move up.
Now, we know Philip Tan is working on it up to 308, correct? You're taking over Philip Tan?
Yeah.
Now, is there going to be a new storyline that you're taking over, or are you just taking over the artist duties and following up in a story, or
different story altogether? It's so sick. Can't even.
Well, you know what what's my next question is, right?
What's your next question?
What's the story?
What's the next question?
Sydney Hale asks, "What charity is this auction? Yeah, what charity is this auction for?" I remember last time you said there was like local Canadian charity you want to give to.
What I usually do is there was a Creators for Canadian website. I was going to do that for them, but I heard that I may not do that one. What I might do is I picked a store. I'm picking a store once a week, and I did one 2 weeks ago. For a store, and then you pay the store directly, and then I just ship you the item.
Perfect.
So it's just I'm not involved with, I just pick the store and I go, okay, this is the store, and then you just go, you send that store the money. When they clear it, I put this in a box and I ship it to you.
Perfect. So the winner of this live auction, you're gonna give the funds to a store, and then Ken, you're gonna ship it to the store, and then once the store says you got the funds, you'll ship them the book.
Done.
Orgo has asked, any chance Ken can do a Big Barda?
Oh, I love Big Barda. Big Barda is my favorite drawings. I've only done it twice, because I don't know. I tell people all the time, like, I'm trying to tell people what to ask me. And when I say Colossus, I mean I want a Colossus. If I say Big Barda, then ask me for Big Barda, but I don't know. So I would love to draw that.
All right, how about next week? And we'll do the same thing. The proceeds go for auction. All right, Big Barda will go. Barda do.
All right, so I'm gonna have this one done. By the end of this thing, I'm gonna have all the background done, and I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna auction off on. Can I show it here? I'll show you for sure. So this is it, halfway done. This is what I'm working on this for.
Oh, Omega Red and
that's
Wolverine.
Amazing.
Oh,
so
where can they bid on that?
I'm gonna do that on Saturday. It's gonna be I'm going to give all the information on my LOTLB fan page. So I'm going to be doing cover quality drawings for do one a week, and just sort of auction them off and I'll pick a store. I did more of a sketch, and it was like, I felt kind of bad because I only raised about $1,600 for that one drawing, but it would have been
that's
nice.
Great.
Well, I mean, it was good, but I mean, it was a quick sketch, right? So
yeah,
I want to be able to add more stuff and make it more interesting and make it better. So everyone who wins the auction, whoever gets this, they also get to on my own Facebook Live, they get to pick the character that I draw on my next Facebook Live, and they get that as well. So they get the piece, and then the whole next live stream is all about you, right? So it's really a thank you to everyone. So so what I did for him, he won. I'll show it to you.
All right.
All right. Whoa. So this is what one person asked for.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
They asked for
a gorgeous storm.
Yeah, this was pretty cool. The person who won that last week's asked for a quick sketch of
nice Seamaster.
Ocean Master.
Ocean Master, sorry, Seamaster. It was like a damn watch.
So that came with yeah, I know what you meant.
Yeah.
But and that's the one. So
all right, so next week we'll figure out a time, but Ken is gonna drop a big Barda. So you better peep it out. He's gonna do a nice big Barda. Ooh,
this is the drawing that he bidded on last week.
And WordBurglar, for joining the show, you get one of these pieces for free. I'm just kidding.
No, that's beautiful. Black Cat. Yeah, Felicia.
All right, so we got the. Hold on. Let me get your full screen on that one too.
And this is the live stream one I did last. Yeah, this one I did.
That's going to be hot because the Justice League Dark is coming out. I'm dropping on HBO Max.
Yeah, there you go.
You may get some commissions for Detective Chimp coming up too. You never know, man. Maybe
you never know.
All right, so the high bid right now is up to $80 for Bayou Entertainment. $80. So Mashir Hashirian, anybody else? $80. So next week, stay tuned for Big Barda. I mean, you guys better show up.
Big Barda.
Big Barda. I don't think you've ever drawn a Doctor Strange. I would probably dig that. And right now, you're probably getting tons of experience drawing really flowing capes with the Spawn. I'm just saying.
I just love how you act like as if I've been working for 5 minutes. I have drawn everybody, man.
All right. For one show, I'd love to see a Doctor Strange with full on Kirby crackles. You know what I mean?
Oh, dude, that takes forever, but I love it.
Yeah. But do you ever do colors on your original art, or just do pencils?
Depends. I try not to, because once you start doing color forever, sort of, that's what you got to do, and it just takes twice as long. So I do commissions probably between 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock in the morning. So after my full day of work, I just kind of, I'll do 1 or 2 a night, or one, probably half of one, and do 2 or 3 a week. So I try not to do that color I just don't want to do it too often. It just takes forever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, we got another request here. Bayou Entertainment says we'd love to see Ken do a Swamp Thing. I think Ken will get down a Swamp Thing too.
Love Swamp Thing. Swamp Thing is one of my favorite drawings. I love to do that Swamp Thing.
Now let's ask you about that. Besides the shiny things that you like to draw, like Colossus, Silver Surfer, and things, what are your other favorite characters you like to draw?
I love monsters. I don't get a chance to draw monsters very often. So when I did the Superman Doomsday book, I was like, oh, let's go. So I went through the script, and there's a page of Doomsday, killing an island full of people, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna do that first, right? So I did this crazy double page spread. That's on Doomsday #1, where he's like tearing into things, or I just love monsters. I don't get a chance to draw them very often, because you're always known by the first job that you get. So the first job I got was X-Men. So I'm kind of always in the X universe, and there's not that many monsters in that universe that they come interacted with on a regular basis. So in my arc, I never drew any monsters. So when I get a chance to draw monsters, it's on. It's really on. I don't get a chance.
You ever how about getting down with like kaiju monsters?
Oh, come on now. I mean,
I'm talking, but I don't want Godzilla. I want Gamera with the flame. I want the flaming turtle. I want Gamera. That'd be dope. Also, we have a request. Obviously,
Gamera's my favorite. Gamera's my favorite monster of all time. You know that, right? I didn't tell you said that. When I went to Japan,
were you gonna reach back and show us something right now?
I have a camera that I got in Japan, and I bought a suitcase just to get it home. So
okay. Well, now you got a show now. All right, I was gonna say.
See, I got it next week. I'm gonna pull up. I'm gonna have it all around here. I bought a suitcase. No joke. I bought a full size suitcase just for the toys that I bought when I went to Japan. I went to a toy mall in Shinjuku, and I spent a few bucks that day. I think I spent like
I can only imagine, man. And they still have like the die-cast mech stuff, right? It's not. They don't have like the plastic stuff.
Dude, what's so crazy about it is that I bought a shelf. I walked in there and I was looking around and I went, everything I wanted was on one shelf, and I went. I just took the whole shelf to the counter. And also, what's cool about it is that they have new and used. Like they have used as well, right? So you can buy it new or you can buy it used. And I was like, okay, I'll buy these 5 used. These ones all new. These ones, it was just a great experience. And after that, I was done. I was like, I go back to my Airbnb. I'm finished with this, right? Yeah. So it was pretty amazing. Great experience.
JLS Comics is always on the lookout for a magic. I think like a magic with the soul sword that would look dope. King of the Golden State asks, has Ken ever drawn aliens like from the movie Aliens or Predator?
No, I've drawn Predator. My cousin, it's funny, my Predator drawing, I only did it once. My cousin played in the CFL, and he had long dreadlocks at the back. He was a DB, and his nickname was Predator. So I did a full Predator, probably like 4 feet, and I brought it to the game. And I was he was just like, that's the stupidest thing ever. I was like,
can you imagine Ken Lashley showing up to a game with a like professional style poster, and then the guy next to him is just a little stick drawing? Like, God damn, Ken Lashley.
I was on Sports Center. People were like, what? And I was like, yeah, I drew that.
Oh, for real? Did you make it really on Sports Center with your drawing?
What? They were like, what?
That is the coolest.
They were like, that's sick, right? I mean, but it was cool, man. He took that right away. He goes, dude, you got to put that down. I need to take that home. Don't get it damaged. Yeah. And I go, I know a guy who drew it. I could probably get you another one if it gets damaged. Don't worry about it. But it was fun. Right. It was fun.
We are closing in an hour, so I'll close up here and I'll look at the live chat. Bergie, any last words and anything you want to promote? Obviously, the Bandcamp stuff and what else you got going on, bud?
Yeah, just staying busy. A few more new videos coming out soon. Yeah, new comics, working on new music, just staying as busy as possible. Just trying to make the most of things right now, and having a lot of fun. This has been very enjoyable to see all this art.
I'm glad I was able to introduce both you guys, because you guys are both in Toronto now, and hopefully you guys can get together and work on something. I think that would be awesome.
Let's do this, bro.
Yeah, man. I love it.
WordBurglar.
Man.
You did a rhyme to Colossus. I got to represent.
Oh yeah. Well,
all right. This is the finished product, guys. You have right there. The high bid is Monsieur Harrison at $80. Let's go. Let's get some funds for charity. And what's the shop? Have you figured out what shop?
I haven't decided. I think I'm gonna probably use the same one. I'm gonna use this auction this weekend. So it's Heroes World in Markham, Ontario. But I'll give all the information. I mean, I'll get it from them. But I really appreciate it, and it's really kind of them to do that. And I really appreciate people doing this, because it's such a difficult time, right now. And I was going to do one with Jim. I was talking to Jim about joining his group of merry men who are doing that. And then I realized that, the funds don't go to the Canadian stores, and there's no way to go. So I was thinking, well, Jim can do that for his country, and I'll do one for mine. Right. So, so everyone I'm doing every weekend will be for another Canadian store. So
Brick Hunter asks, how much does Ken charge for commission? I think I know the answer to that. Ken will work with whatever budget you have, Brick Hunter. So hit up.
That's right. I let people decide what they want to spend. So you pick your own poison.
Yeah, if you want a $50 commission, he'll do a $50 commission. But his $50 commission looks like other people's $200 commissions. That's what I say. So right now, it looks like our high.
Telling people that.
Right now, current bid is at high 80. We're closing out, so I think we have a winner of Monsieur Harrison. Perfect. Make sure, Monsieur, leave your King of the Golden State. Make sure you get Monsieur's email address so I can email him and then Ken, you'll tell me after the show what he needs to do to get the money over to him. I'm assuming they have some PayPal or something, right?
I would hope so.
Okay. So Monsieur, hit me up on. I'll leave my email address in here. Hit me up, Monsieur, and then we'll get that. You send the funds, and it's all for a good cause, good fun. Alex, we got one more question. Will Bergie and Ken do a rap battle right now, or do you need some time, Ken, to work on the bars a little? You need some time for that?
I need more than time. I need someone to come write for me. That's what I need to do.
Hey, you can always do like Drake and get a ghostwriter, man. Get Drake and do a ghostwriter.
Oh,
hey, it's truth.
That's fair. Whatever.
Yeah,
Hey,
okay.
well, look, if
That's not my skill.
Ken, if you've got the art next to you that you were just showing us, if you want to hold those up, I can sort of rhyme off some of those.
Boom.
We can try.
Okay, tough guy.
All right, let's go. If I can see it.
Hold on. Let me get Ken full screen so you can see it better, and then you can flow off this.
Okay, well, that's Black Cat, Felicia Hardy. And I remember the Batman movie with Tom Hardy. He also played Venom. Yeah, you'd send him to fight symbiotes and that kind of stuff. You know how it ends. Yeah, Spider-Man and his amazing friends. We got this here. Oh, of course, Storm. There's no compare. I love Storm. Yeah, I love her hair on my shirt. She's got the mohawk there. Got so much love. Her first name's Aurora. I kick it live from Halifax to Scarborough. Okay, that was close. And here comes Zatanna. She's got all that magic. And yeah, I understand. Yeah, wearing the top hat or in the JLA dark, doing what you want to do. Yeah, I'm not a mark. I just kick a freestyle. I'm not a jobber. I do it off the top of my head. Here we got. I talk about magic. That was Colossus's sister. Ooh. You said that earlier. No, I didn't miss her. Wolverine, Weapon X. Of course, he's Canadian, fighting Omega. Oh my. You say again? What? Yeah, Omega Red. That was his name. I read all that. Wills Portacio and the Fame. Uncanny. Sensational. The Joker. Oh, who doesn't love the Joker? Yeah, you must be a toker because you must be high if you don't understand why. Joker is the #1 of all the bad guys. I read that new issue with his new partner, Punchline. She's like the evil Harley Quinn. At lunchtime, I used to watch animated series. We'll keep it going. That was dope. I can keep it flowing. You're doing Spawn right now. Is he still the president? You don't have to reveal it if that's too hesitant. I used to read Spawn and even the one with the curse. If Spawn's the president, you could do worse.
Word. Always when Bergie's in the Lords of the Long Box, he's got to drop the bars. Got to drop the bars. Can you imagine you guys at a show together?
Like that.
You guys have a booth set up and like fans just come in. I'm just saying, I'm just setting it up right there. You know what I mean? Huge shout out.
That's very impressive, man.
Yeah. Huge shout out to everybody in the live chat. Congratulations to Bashir Harrison. You get $80. You got a wonderful sketch that's going to a local shop in Canada to help them out during the COVID vices right now. Shout out to WordBurglar. Make sure you peep out Bandcamp tomorrow. Help out all the artists that are on there. And Lords will be on tomorrow at 5 p.m. for a YouTube comic auction. We're going to go for a good 3 or 4 hours selling some crazy books. So thanks again, guys, for WordBurglar, for Ken Lashley. This is the Lords of Long Box, and peace out, everybody.
Absolute pleasure. Thank you.
Nice meeting you guys.
You too.
Bust it. Shake and bake and pull it back.
Oh my God.